Obviously you've been around a little bit now, and maybe your time. How do you feel about that, about your role in this team?
Oh, man, I've been here for a good minute, man, and just being here has just built the characteristics of being a leader even more and installing to myself, and I know that I got to make this my last ride, even though I have another year to come back, but my plan is to make it my last one.
We talked to Crumity about this a couple of days ago or yesterday, whenever. How different is it going against this offensive line now, knowing they're not going back on their heels and pass pro all the time?
I say, man, it's more physical. They know it's like knowing what we come to do. So it's like we already know what to expect. So we just compete each and every day. And I like to see them compete, and we compete.
What is Coach Brock like as a big safety?
Hey, I like him. He's energized, enthusiastic. That's the best way I could describe him. He's physical, hard, balls to the wall type of guy, and he wants us to like be juiced up every day, no matter what tomorrow or the next day bring.
What are your thoughts about the new running attack this year? Obviously you're kind of getting your first look at it, but how different is it from your point of view?
I mean, I love it, man. It's a good mix-up from what we came from the air raid, and it's something we need to bring back and install into and show them what Mississippi State is all about for real.
On the defensive front, you guys have so many experienced players like Buki and Jet. I guess just how much has that helped as you guys make a shift and some of the coaching staff to have so many veteran players back?
Knowing we have veteran players on the team it's like a plus. Knowing like, okay, we good, but let's tweak what we need to fix on and just bring the younger guys who haven't played as much on up to speed. That's how I could think about it.
Coach Arnett said yesterday that he has some willingness to maybe go with a 4-3 front at times. When you hear that as a defensive lineman, just what goes through your head that he's maybe looking for more help up front, possibly?
Probably. I mean, we just got to do our job. That's just the main thing. Whatever he throws out there, we could do it. It is what it is.
Still early in camp, and I know there's a lot of football left on the practice fields, but in your opinion, who's some guys you've seen that have made a jump on the defensive side?
On the defensive side, Dink did a pretty good job. He's been doing well. Deontay, JP, John Lewis, DCam, even Marcus Banks. Of course, you got Buki, of course, but like those are some of the guys I just named. Made like a big jump, including myself. I know what I have to do. This is like a big year for me. So.
What about Don Terry? What are you seeing from him?
He's still learning as he goes. He moved to Sam, by the way. He said he like it better. He got to do what fits.
When you say that your plan is for this to be your last one, I guess, how do you sort of approach this camp with that mindset?
It's like knowing that I have another year, it's like I can't think like that. So balls to the wall, all it takes is 1 year. All I need is 1 year. And I done play a little bit in D-tackle, so this will be my first year at full end.
It's the name of the game here with Coach Arnett. How would you kind of assess the cornerback competition so far?
It's just however many guys, like 6 or 7 guys, just buying in, trying to get better every day, find one thing to get better at every day. And I mean, it's a battle for real. Everybody's just they come to work and it makes everybody better. And I mean, it is truly a battle.
What do you think guys in that room were able to learn, from watching Manuel Forbes and the way he went about his work?
I know it's been some guys that were already in the room with Martin and Junior, but for me coming in, just being with Junior, just seeing how he goes about his work, how locked in he is, how locked in you got to be on specific details, knowing your job, your opponent's film study, like that play against Kentucky, that speaks volume because I was literally seeing him going over it and seeing it happen. So
A couple of years ago, you were just throwing passes, and now you're defending passes. How is, with each year, that transition to the defensive side, how has that played out for you?
I mean, it's been great getting up here with Coach McBath, Coach Brock, Coach Arnett. They've really shown me how aggressive and how intent you got to be playing defense and how physical you really have to be. Just showing me, especially the Mississippi State way, for playing defense and just being a good defensive player and the things you got to be able to do.
Was there a coach or somebody that you worked with that kind of pointed you in that direction a few years ago? It's like, hey, I know you're a quarterback, but you got some tools at corner.
It was more of my decision and myself, but Clarence McDougal, who also played here, he's a Gulf Coast corners coach. He really put me under his wing and helped me just get the basic fundamentals, and to be able to at least get to here so Coach McBath could help me with the rest. So I do appreciate appreciate those two guys.
Is there any advantage to having thrown passes before when you're defending passes, or can you catch yourself kind of in bad habits that, you think a guy may throw, but that's not how it works now?
Yeah, like junior college, I really was more, I know concepts, like I understand concepts, so I would be playing a lot closer to those, but this is real pro-style offense we're going against, so you have to truly, like now you have to be disciplined in your eyes and your job and just trusting that all the techniques that Coach McBath has taught us.
Whether it's you or Ferge or whoever's starting this year, do y'all kind of feel, and I know situations can dictate a lot of it, but kind of get the feeling that y'all's side of the field will be tested early because of DCAM and his experience and them seeing him already?
Of course they will. He's the leading corner tackler in the SEC, so they probably will shy away. He also locked down on that side last year, first year starting, so I'm sure they will be ready to test it. From week one, they'll be ready to test that other side, so it's just our job to be ready, whoever goes out there.
What's it like showing up to work every day thinking, okay, I can take this job, and then showing up the next day, okay, somebody's trying to take this job away from me?
Yeah. It just keeps you hungry, man, and you got to keep improving every day. That's what camp's about, becoming that team, that full team, and getting both sides of the ball ready to play a 60-minute game. And, we just get better at something every day and keep stacking.
Coach Arnett was joking. He said that the best way to get great pass coverage is have a great pass rush.
Yeah.
When you see what those guys up front are doing in scrimmages now and in practice, does that help y'all's job?
Oh, yes, 100%. 100%. You can get back there, fake the quarterback, get him off platform. We don't have to cover as long. You get no rush. You're sitting around covering, running around the whole field. They make it a lot easier for us.
Familiar catch there in goal line, that end zone. I remember that from the bowl game as well. They seem to like you working back there.
Yes, sir. That's like me. I'm always ready to make plays.
What's behind the number change? What made you decide to change up this year? What's the significance of it?
Just wanted to go to a single digit, so this is the choice I decided to come with.
We saw you in spring play with a lot more confidence, and you've carried that over here and let the defense know when you make big plays. When did that confidence start to click? Was it the bowl game or leading up to that last year?
I definitely always had the confidence, but the bowl game really just did it for me.
What's clicked since then for you?
Just knowing I definitely want to make this my last year and make this a breakout year for me.
How different are, a lot of guys have said there's some similarities with the routes and air raid, but see any differences in this offense and the route trees?
I can definitely say it's definitely more, we run our routes more instead of just sitting down in spaces. So you definitely have to be able to read defenses and be able to make plays.
Does that open your eyes up for more one-on-ones?
Definitely.
Do you see this as an opportunity to kind of make it your team? You've been here now for a little bit, to kind of understand what's expected of you, but you need some playmakers to step up at wide receiver. Do you feel like you can be that guy?
Of course. I feel like I'm the leader of that room, especially going into this year, and just trying to make the guys follow my role.
You talked about ways, you've grown on the field, but, as a leader, how do you feel like you've grown a bit off the field?
I feel like I've done a better job than I have just growing up my 4 years at college, and Coach Bump definitely looks at me to be the leader for these guys.
How different is Will this year being able to throw it downfield more?
I feel like it's definitely more opportunities for him to make those plays, so we're going to see what he can do this year.
We just talked to Carlos. What do you think about the cornerbacks now, the guys trying to match up on you?
My answer the same as always. Me, they all competitive guys, but I feel like, they can't mess with me.
What about your room there, Rob? What are some of the guys behind you that you kind of see up-and-comers?
Definitely feel like a lot of guys like Creed Whitmore, Jacoby Bellazar, and I feel like this could be a breakout year for Xavier.
Obviously, you guys have a lot to figure out offensively between now and the first game, but maybe how is your responsibility different? More perimeter blocking and things like that, maybe away from the football. What you guys are doing?
It's definitely more of a hands-on offense. We have a lot more run game than with the air raid, so definitely got to be able to block in the receiver room.
You're talking about Xavier. What have you kind of seen from him the last few months that makes you think that he could have a breakout year?
Xavier can do anything from downfield stretch to making people miss in open field. He run out to the catch guy.
We talked to Jaden about this last week. With the rotation being cut down, obviously different from the air raid, how much does that sharpen that focus with the reps you do get on the practice?
Oh, you definitely have to know everything you need to do with as many reps as you have with less rotation. So it's a lot going on.
Different than Seattle, Washington out here in Starkville, Mississippi. What's been maybe the biggest change for you?
I think the biggest change really is, like I said, probably the humidity, the weather. Coming from Cheney to Starkville, I think pretty much in my mind it's kind of like the same.
You know, coming from Cheney, a whole lot of, you know, hills and it's plain and things like that, kind of old town. So I kind of get the same vibe from Cheney. So it's been really smooth. It's been really smooth. People here are big Mississippi fans, just like it was at Eastern. So this is like definitely a second home.
What's like working for Coach Bumpus? What's he pushing you to get better at?
Oh yeah, I love Coach Bump. He's pushing me in all aspects of my game. You know, whether it comes from getting open, getting separation, yards after the catch. So you know, he believes in me and knows I can make big plays. So every day he's just trying to get the best out of me, and that's something that I want him to do. And every day I just go out to practice and try to give him my best. So he's a great coach for sure.
What's been your biggest takeaway in terms of working against an SEC secondary, you know, every day in practice, and what you're going to have to do at this level to succeed, you know, on every Saturday?
You know, just the competition level, you know, obviously coming from the FCS to the FBS, especially to the SEC, you get to play against some of the top DBs in college football. So that's something that I get to do every day in practice, and that really pushes me. You know, it pushes me because those guys physical, fast, strong, just like me on the opposite side of the ball. And I just get a kick out of it, you know, because you get better through the challenges and stuff like that. So that's really all it is too.
Who's some guys that kind of took you under their wing when you got here to kind of show you the lay of the land?
A lot of guys, you know, guys like Mike Wright, Will Anderson, Xavion Thomas, J-Rob, you know, a lot of those guys just, you know, welcoming right when I came in. They made sure, right when I got here in July, that we made sure to hit the plays. Even freshman Chris Parson, we was looking at film every day after our summer workouts and stuff, just to make sure like I can hit the ground rolling and come in the fall camp making sure I'm on my P's and Q's. So they all took me in. So
What have been some of your impressions of Will Rogers and kind of what, you know, he can do this season?
Oh yeah, he's definitely a leader. You know, everything that everybody speaks about him is no joke. You know, he means business when he steps on the field, and when he's out there, you can tell he wants to make plays. And one thing I know about him is he believes in our receiving core, and he's looking to us to make plays in crunch time, and that's something that we're gonna do for him. And I'm looking forward to him having a big year and, you know, making him look good out there. So.
Compared to your previous camps here?
This camp's a lot different. It's a lot more competitive. It's tough. You know, we have depth everywhere. We're just excited to get back to it right now.
How beneficial was being able to graduate early and be able to enroll early now that you're in fall?
I mean, it's a dream come true. Coming in early, I mean, it's everything you wanted. You get quality reps, you get time to get on campus, learn your new environment, and you just benefit from it all around.
Obviously, you're going to have the opportunity to play in a much different offense, and you signed to play in the air raid. This is a more running back friendly offense. How do you kind of see this offense compared to what you signed into?
Obviously, it's night and day. Now, I played receiver in high school, so I didn't get many running back reps there. But coming in, signing as a running back, and initially playing in an air raid offense is a lot different. This scheme is more balanced. Obviously, it's more pro style. So being more detailed in my pass pro, in my pass when I run the ball. So it's just things of that nature.
How much have you seen Woody kind of embrace, you know, being a leader in that running back room this year?
I mean, he's top notch in my opinion. You know, being the only senior. Well, we have Kevon now, who transferred in, but being the guy who has most experience here at State, it's been very beneficial to all of us.
What can you say about Jeffrey and just how quickly he's been able to get to this level and make some plays out in the practice?
Man, Jeffrey's tough, man. I mean, if I could put toughness above everybody, I mean, I think I'd put Jeff up there. I mean, he runs the ball hard, shoulder down, north and south, and that's what you want in a running back for sure.
The running back room is more full than it's been in a couple of years now, and every one of you guys can play. What's it like showing up? You know, even Jaquavius has to be on his game to keep his job.
I love it. I mean, it makes every one of us better each and every day. And like you just said, any one of us can play at any given moment, no matter who goes out there, ones, twos, threes. Anybody can show up on a game day, and that's what we need.
Freddie was just talking about, you know, how much of a leader Will Rogers is on this team. I guess, you know, when the team's making a transition into new offense, what's it like having, you know, a quarterback like that who kind of, you know, steps up and tries to be that leader?
Well, I call him Captain Rogers, you know, and joking around being Pirate last year. Shouts out to Mike Leach. But, I mean, Will's a phenomenal leader for us. You know, every day in practice he shows up with energy and meetings, team meetings, so whatever the case may be, he's always on his game.
The bowl game keeps getting replayed on SEC Network and other times. Do you ever watch it in the replay?
I actually don't. You know, it's a new season for me. That did happen in the past. It was good to end on that note, but it's a new season, new team, and a new scheme.
At the same time, can you build on how you ran the ball in the fourth quarter of that bowl game?
Absolutely. Confidence is key in this game. So, I mean, anything that you can take from last year, going on into this year, and just adding confidence and just stacking days.
How close were you to scoring on that break?
I don't like to talk about it. It eats at me every day.
But Massimo probably thanks you because he got to be a hero.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, it's not about me. It's about the team at the end of the day. So I just did my job, and we won the game.
You mentioned the transition. You know, you did play at running back, and I think with motion, you some to the backfield, some in high school. But you know, you've had to kind of embrace a lot of terminology, a lot of concepts in a short time in your college career. What's it going to take for this offense to be 100% ready to go come September 2nd?
It takes every day, every meeting, every practice. It takes everyone locked in at all times. You know, we're installing new things every day, so it's just taking one day at a time, learning the concepts, getting reps under our belt, and moving on from there.
What's it like running behind either Jaquarius or Ryland out there?
I mean, it's a running back's dream. I mean, you know, those guys are big, they're fast, they're versatile, and they love contact. And we love contact, too, being in the trenches all the time. So we just got to be patient and hit the hole.